The trade deadline is at 4 p.m. Eastern today. We've had a lot of movement leading up to this point. Let's bring in our guy, Mike Garafolo, in from New Jersey to give us a few names that we might want to keep our eyes on throughout the day. Or you could just, take your cell phone, go through the text, put it to the screen, and we could just read them ourselves.
I could do that, Kay, but I'll give you the verbal edition of the text. How about that? So we're looking at Trent Williams. That's the big one, because all along the 49ers, from the time that he didn't report to training camp all the way through the season when he didn't show up for the start of the regular season, have been saying that they are not going to trade Trent Williams, the Redskins that is, that they are not going to move him no matter the price. And then all of a sudden it came out yesterday that they were having discussions, or at least trying to figure out what teams would be interested in giving up. I still think the price is going to have to be high, and not just in terms of draft picks. I think you could see the Washington Redskins. You could see them look to try to get some kind of offensive playmaker for Dwayne Haskins on this one moving forward. So we'll see if they finally move Trent Williams or if he comes back. The other end of this is that he might not even show up if they don't move him. I know people have been saying, oh, he'll show up for week 10. That's no guarantee. Elsewhere with Washington, Josh Norman, they still owe him more than $5 million in salary this season. I'm not quite positive that a team is going to be willing to give up much for Josh Norman on this one. I still think that he is going to remain with the Redskins, has one more year on that big deal he signed a couple of years ago.
Redskins might be making some moves. Thank you so much, Mike Garafolo. We'll talk to you in a little bit throughout the morning here with breaking news as the trade deadline approaches. Carmen, we love you here on the show. Carmen's excited.
She loves trade deadline.
It's Halloween week.
She loves trade deadline.
Come on.
I thought it was one of those cassettes that plays the Halloween sounds.
Every 2-year-old loves Trent Williams stories.
I thought it was Trent Williams crying about his contract.
Triggs, what do you have to add? Trent Williams is very interesting.
He is. And all season, and it's like Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen are just going to dig their heels in. Okay, unless the final week of the trade deadline you give us something that barrels us over. The problem is we don't know if Trent Williams will show up for that team. Trent Williams, 32 years old. He's a veteran, offensive lineman. If he's not going to a true contender, is he even going to want to play for that team, or is he going to ride out the string? Here's some teams I would be looking for. The Raiders looking for defensive help. They still they're very much alive in this thing, despite the loss this past weekend to the Texans. The Patriots, still another offensive weapon.
Of course.
If there's a tight end available, the Patriots, they might be willing to play. And then I would look at the two New York teams here, the Jets and the Giants, not so much as buyers, although they did have a trade yesterday, as sellers. If someone wants to blow them away for some of their veteran guys, I think both of those organizations might be looking to sell a couple assets and maybe pick up some draft picks.
Any cornerback help anywhere available?
Yeah, look, he didn't mention Darius Slay's name, but that's one of the top corners in the league. Detroit Lions, the word is that they might be looking to move him. But again, like Trent Williams, they would have to be really bowled over for that. And I don't know if anyone's willing to give that up. However, Slay only makes $10 million a year. It's kind of a bargain if you're looking for a number one corner right now.
More on the trade deadline. We'll give, of course, our hopes and thoughts. Where do you want? Trent Williams has been sitting up on our...
I know, we got to get him down. We used to have 6 holdouts. We only have 1.
Going up to Foxy?
Maybe. I think everyone's going to Foxy.
It's a safe bet. Sam Darnold had a rough 2 weeks. He's had a rough season, let's be honest. Why does one of us think it's about to get a lot better?